All right, I'ma holler at y'all. Peace.
Did you forget something?
They try to front on me, but I'm back. They try to front on me, but I'm back. They try to front on me, but I'm back. I'm back. Back like I got something.
No bull, but I see red, boy. Remember everything you said, boy. What's going on up in your head, boy? Bullets hurt, they hit you up and leave you dead, boy. Don't try to front on me, cause I'm back. I bet on myself, homie, blow a stack. I shake him up before I roll the dice. How's he making hot music when he's cold as ice? No adhesive, but I'm sticking to the script. The macaroni getting chicken from the strip. I'll send you right back to your corner off the two-piece. Calling all the shots, you need to check in with your crew chief. He can let you know your access has been denied. When I leave the crib, everything I need is in the ride. Cause you can't fake the funk once you hit the block. So shut the door behind me, I just turn around and knock.
They try to front on me, but I'm back. They try to front on me, but I'm back. They try to front on me, but I'm back. I'm back. Back like I got something. They try to front on me, but I'm back. They try to front on me, but I'm back. They try to front on me, but I'm back. I'm back. Back like I got something. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what it is. Midas.
Back
And
like
we
I left
bite.
something.
Yeah, that actually kind of applies.
Yeah. What up?
Ladies and gentlemen, greetings and salutations. Thank you guys for joining us for another live edition of your favorite internet sensation, the hottest internet sensation by the name of the No Shortcut Show with Midas and Fame. I'm Midas, and that's DJ Famous there.
What up?
We're glad to have you guys join us for another episode. We took another little hiatus last week, but we're glad to be back. As you guys are coming on in, feel free to comment. We're live from YouTube only today, correct?
Live from YouTube. What's up,
Yeah,
YouTube?
live from YouTube. Yeah, so we're not currently streaming on Facebook while we're live, but we did post the YouTube link to our No Shortcuts community page as well as our personal pages. So as you guys are coming on in, be sure to say hi. Let us know where you're chiming in from. We know it is lunchtime, typically over here on the East Coast, and some of you may be in other time zones. You may be having your breakfast as opposed to your lunch. But come on in and welcome, and feel free to share this, ladies and gentlemen. What we got?
Hold on, I'm trying to fix these comments too. I got a comment.
Oh, okay,
from James Masters,
okay.
but I gotta
Yeah,
have
so
to
we doing
reformat
something.
everything because I changed.
Yeah,
all
we doing
the-
something a little new. We're gonna give it a minute though. Y'all come on in. Hope everybody's having a great week thus far. Hopefully everyone's mental health is great. You're on your grind. You're accomplishing your goals. I saw James. Is that James right
yeah,
there?
That's James Masters.
Got some new
Media.
music coming. Yeah, got new music coming. I saw the post. Yeah, man. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. We excited, for yet another installment, another episode. Episode number 101.
101.
101. This is a great episode for number wise for today's guest, huh? Gonna be learning a few things.
It's gonna be teaching us some stuff, right?
Yeah, we were episode 101. We couldn't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen.
Audio engineering 101. For sure.
Audio, music engineering, production, publishing. We're gonna get into all of that. Yeah. So how was your week, brother, since the last time we had a chance to convene a couple of weeks ago?
Week was good, man. Week was good. We had a little vacation last week. We kind of planned it last minute ish, but we knew we had one more full week without kids being in school, and we were like, we got to find something to do with these kids this week. So we went to Tennessee, man. We ended up going to Tennessee, Pigeon Forge area.
Oh, very nice.
I already forgot the name of the resort, but it was one of the ones that has the water park inside and outside.
Okay.
And it was a whole thing. So We stayed there for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I think we
Hmm.
came back Thursday. And then I had a wedding. I had a wedding
Very nice.
Saturday, so I had to get back for that. So back
Okay,
in wedding
okay.
mode. The wedding season has begun,
Yeah.
starting with last
Yes.
Saturday. I was in
Yeah.
Monroe at the
Uh-huh.
Grand Victorian. So that
Very
was fun.
nice. Very
Fun to
nice.
get back.
Yeah.
Fun to get back to work finally.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you play hard, work hard, right?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I actually
Yeah.
last Thursday I was scheduled to with my outfit Mellow Groove. We were supposed to go to Anderson, South Carolina, and play the block party there. But as you guys know,
Uh,
if you're in the southeast region, got
yeah.
Hurricane Debbie and the tropical storms and all of that, so we had to cancel last
Yeah.
Thursday just because of the flash flood warnings, and we got to take in consideration even after the fact. You got to try to travel home and stuff. And my son's
Uh,
school actually sent out a group mass text on that morning, like 7:15, an email, and they canceled school for that day. So had e-learning, so it actually worked out. You know, Friday evening, Brandon Stevens and I, former guest of our platform, Brandon Stevens,
mhm.
my Mellow Groove brother. We were at Courts, Cooks, and Books with Chef Shanali, former guest of the
Hey.
platform. Yeah, we had a great old time at Courts, Cooks, and Books, man, here in Rock Hill. Nice crowd, and everybody had a great time, man. And then Saturday, Thomas Hunter and I, one of our chairman of the board vocalists, we had a corporate gig in Charlotte at the Embassy Suites for men's apparel, something we do a couple of
Mm.
times a year. And
Hmm.
quick couple of hours, easy gig, you know, and they make sure we had plenty of hors d'oeuvres, a meal, and anything else we needed. And so shout out to all the lovely folks at the Embassy Suites as well as the men's apparel. And I
Yeah.
was at church ministering the music on Sunday. Shout out to Mount Dewell Baptist Church in McConnell,
Right.
South Carolina. And
Yeah.
yesterday, Monday, we hit that reset button, and here we are.
Yes, we did, man. And yesterday was the first day of school down here, so
For you
I'm
guys,
happy.
okay?
Yeah, I'm happy about that. Everybody started back in school, so
Hmm.
first day went well. You know, you always never
Awesome.
know. Kids gonna like their teachers, and a lot of their
Yeah,
classmates got split up into different class, their friends and stuff. So, but
yeah.
I got all good reports the first day, so
Well, that's
they're
good,
good,
man. And
good
it
to
gets
go.
easier as they go through the routine. Isaiah is now on his third week of school, but they
Right.
overlap. You know, they started got a 2 days in a couple of weeks ago, a full week last week, and now he's on his
Mm,
third week. You
yeah.
know, so yeah, everything's been going good. Homework
Yeah,
and all
buddy.
that good stuff. You know, I stay involved. I'm gonna check over the homework, make sure he understands, make sure he's doing the right thing. So yeah,
Gotta
very
do
proud
that.
of him. Sixth grade, man.
Gotta do that. Sixth grade. Wow, that is. Time is
Yeah,
flying.
yeah,
Time is
yeah. I want
flying,
to make
man.
sure I sent this link out properly.
I
Okay,
believe it.
my brother. Let me send my brother this link and make sure he send it to the rest of the family.
Yeah.
So now,
James
so ladies and
James made
gentlemen,
it
if you
over.
didn't know, yeah, we want to make sure that you guys, we're doing this a little bit differently today. Normally we stream live, we broadcast from within our No Shorts community, and I think that's where everybody is accustomed to going and finding
Uh,
us. Which I posted the link there in the community. They just have to,
all they
hop over
gotta do
there
is
and
click
speak.
on it.
Just click on it, and then
All
I'm
they gotta
sending
do
it
is
out
click
to a
on it.
few people,
Yeah.
tagged all of us. So I think we're gonna be good. Let me make sure
Yeah.
my family got it. My brother got it, so he'll send it to everybody else. More than likely, you know, my family got to be on here. You know
Yeah,
how it
man.
goes with them. Shout out to them.
We're gonna focus on building the YouTube, building
Yeah,
the
which we
YouTube
need to. Yeah,
audience
which
because
we.
Facebook
Yeah,
isn't very nice to us anyway, as
yeah,
far
because you
as
said you made the post earlier and they
it got
deleted it.
yeah, it got deleted immediately because I was putting
Yeah.
the YouTube link in the comments, and they don't like that. So,
Uh,
so we're
yeah,
gonna build up
haters,
this YouTube audience anyway. It's what we've been wanting to do. What up, Matt? Matt
haters.
Hardison's up.
Okay, Matt. Yeah.
What's
You
up, my
guys feel
brother?
sure. Feel free to share. Former guest of the platform, my brother Matt Hardison, Smooth Sales is in the house, and also what else we got? Smooth Designs, yeah, all kinds of
Everything
stuff.
smooth.
Smooth videos, yeah, everything smooth for
Everything
sure,
smooth with
man.
Matt. So
Yeah,
what's up,
cool
man?
deal.
Tell them we have a very special guest today we want to get to.
We
I want to
certainly
let you
do.
do the honors on that.
Yeah, well, first of all, I got to say shout out to Mr. James F. Masters for inviting this young man to be a part of the No Shortcuts community. And since this young man has joined the No Shortcuts community, he and I have been, chopping it up here and there about different things in regards to music, in regards to business, in
Hmm.
regards to, internet and media and all of these things he's going to get into today, ladies and gentlemen. But our guest today is many things, many hats. He says he's an industry visionary. Hey, Mom, how you doing? See
Hey.
how I multitask. I love you, Bob. Thank you for joining us. Perfect
Yeah.
attendance, still intact. But our guest today, ladies and gentlemen, he's an industry visionary. He can do numerous things. Not he's a musician, not only a musician, he's a producer. Not only a producer, but he's an engineer. He has a superb business acumen, and he cares about nurturing the careers of independent artists. And artistry doesn't have to
Yes.
be limited to just whether you sing or rap, but even if you do production, if you do engineering, anything that you can get credit for, ladies and gentlemen, and pretty much gives you the title of being an artist. But he's here to tell us about his many ventures, his journey going through this industry of music, and the things that he's encountered and the things that he has coming up. So I'm excited for him to share with you all some of the things he's been sharing with me over the last month or so. So, ladies and gentlemen, at home, at work, well, you can't make noise at work, but if you're at home, make
Yeah.
some
Make
noise.
noise at
We're
work too.
gonna, yeah, make some noise at work while you get your fish out the microwave. Ladies
Oh.
and gentlemen, without any further ado, make some noise for Mr. Patrick Amunson, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't
Hey.
put fish. Don't put
Yes,
fish
Oh,
in
that's
the
fine.
microwave at work. Please don't do it.
somebody got to put fish in the microwave at the office, right?
Yeah.
Oh God, no, no.
Please don't.
I'll just
Mahi,
go out to
mahi.
eat then. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
God, no. Especially
Welcome,
not
Patrick.
tilapia.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah. Thanks for
please.
having me, guys.
man. Thank you for joining us today. We're excited to have you because you have a lot of information that that you could share with not only us but with our community and anybody who happens to see this video, even after it airs. So we appreciate you joining us and taking a moment out of your day, not to count it robbery, to come break bread with the guys here at No Shortcuts.
Yeah.
No, yeah, man. Anytime, man. Like, this first time meeting Famous, that, like, Midas said, we've been chopping it up for a minute, and like,
Yeah.
you guys are, you guys seem really cool. Like,
Yeah,
Oh, thank
man.
you,
And
man.
yeah, and that's ultimately what it's all about, man. Like-minded folks, it's in regards to our No Shortcuts community. Like-minded folks, we don't all necessarily have to be musicians or this and that, but whatever your field of expertise happens to be, we can all come together and learn things from each other. You may not do music, but some things can be said here that could still apply to other people's industries, and we just like breaking bread and helping each other along the way.
yeah, no, I mean, I've definitely learned that all industries are the same. It's just the
Hmm.
medium that's different. So you
Okay.
could definitely correlate any strategies or tactics from any successful business into
Yeah.
whatever it is your focus is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that. And
Yeah.
before we get into the thick of it all in regards to your journey along the way in the industry, we always like to ask our guests, just to give a little background information about where you were born and raised, and give us a little bit, a little bit of insight to you're still young, but what childhood Patrick was like.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm visiting my parents right now. So this is
Oh, awesome.
w- the town that I grew up in, is La Crosse, Wisconsin. I was adopted at 9 months old from Korea. Um,
Okay.
so my first, like, I guess, exposure to music was when I was 4 years old. I took piano lessons at a local music place called Lighthold Music in town,
At
and
4 years
then
old.
yeah, 4 years
Four
old.
at age four. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then at
Yeah.
7, I joined the Lacrosse Boys Choir, which is the sister choir to the Vienna Boys Choir. So whenever the
Hmm.
Vienna Boys Choir in Austria would come to America and tour, we would go to Europe and tour. So that's, I
Wow.
Oh,
guess,
wow.
when I was 7 was when I got my first exposure to actual professional music, because
Music.
yeah, we were
Wow.
touring Europe, like yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Um,
That's crazy. Let me ask you
yeah, I
this.
mean,
So I was just wondering, I was curious. So were you interested in the piano at the age of 4, or was it something like your parents kind of got you started with? Yeah, you
yeah,
okay. Okay.
exactly.
basically, like, I mean, especially within the Midwest around here, if you ever meet a Korean adoptee, which Minneapolis actually has the highest concentration of Korean adoptees on the planet. So
Okay.
it was like a trend around here, kind of, and like we all know an instrument. We all of us.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's great, man. That's
Yeah, it
great.
is.
And you're out there where the late great Prince was representing out there in
That's right. That's what we
Minneapolis.
got.
Yeah, famous,
yeah,
famous
That's
is.
why we're purple now.
dude. No, for real. Like, I literally just went to Bunkers last Thursday. I met with David Gonzalez. I was invited.
Really?
He's a bassist, yeah, of
Hmm.
JB's band, and
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh
Hmm.
man, it's kind of a dive bar, but it's got that history. You know, like
Hmm.
it's
Yeah,
really cool to just like you can feel the vibe. You know.
Yeah.
yeah,
So how
yeah.
long did you take piano, and at what point did you start, like it started being more than just what your parents were throwing you into? Like when did you start
Yeah.
liking it?
So I basically took lessons from the age of 4 till 18.
Hmm.
And then when I
Wow.
was 18, I was like, I'm never touching an instrument again.
Yeah.
And I
Mm,
didn't for about 10
hmm.
years.
Wow.
Wow.
So, yeah. And
Yeah.
I actually so how I got my in within this industry was
Hmm.
Rhonda Bedekin, who's been a guest on your show. She was my
Shout
first
out to
mentor.
Rhonda.
Uh, right, yo. And
Hmm.
so I interned very briefly at Heavy Harmony, and I learned about metadata. And I was like one of like the few people I feel like who was actually like paying attention. And
Hmm.
so she introduced me to George Grimaldi over at Extreme Music, which is a subsidiary of Sony ATV. And that's where I got hired on as a paid intern. And then
Hmm.
after a few months, basically they had a backlog of about 78,000 songs that were just shelved, not making money. Okay.
Wow.
So me and one other person, Tori Lutzler, caught up that backlog, embedded some really good metadata, and then they hired me on because I would like I lived up in NoHo, and so
Hmm.
Extreme Music's in Santa Monica. I would commute 2 hours, 2.5 hours on the bus each way,
Wow.
doing like work on the bus with my little
Uh-huh.
like hotspot. And then they offered me a full-time job, and I was the first metadata specialist for them. Essentially, the metadata specialist for their Sony ATV Global. I was meeting with
Wow.
all the head branches worldwide uh, because what I was able to do was they were delivering to their clients maybe like once a quarter, twice a quarter, and I upped
Hmm.
that up to twice a week.
Mm. Which means that the
So
artists were getting paid more frequently. Is that what you're saying?
the bosses were, yeah.
The bosses. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the boss is gonna
going
get
off of
paid
that
first.
though, so what I did was I embedded the metadata of the splits and things like that,
Hmm.
okay, as well as like the
Mm.
keywords. And so I saw literally the percentages that artists were getting paid, the composers were getting paid, and the
Yeah.
performers. It ain't much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can answer that lifelong question we have. What's in a stream? Like what's the
Yeah.
Yeah,
value
with the
in
data,
one
the information.
stream? Yeah.
Depends on the platform.
The platform.
Spotify,
Yeah.
it's like 0.0000,
Is it 1 3
I
like
want to
that?
say 7 cents. Like, yeah,
Mm.
Okay.
it's
Yeah. There's a lot of
minuscule, but
zeros
yeah,
on the wrong end.
yeah, they
Per stream.
they literally just like announced that they made like over $1 billion profit this last year, and it's like, bro,
Mhm.
okay, like, so
Mhm.
going off that, I'm just gonna really make a quick plug. Campfire
Sure.
Music Foundation is a nonprofit in Minneapolis. They are going to demolish Spotify, in my opinion. They
Yeah.
Because
Campfire.
they're a nonprofit. Yeah,
Hmm.
because they're a nonprofit,
Okay.
they can't take profit, right? So
Mm.
they're building essentially I don't want to say too much, but they're gonna make it so that artists get a proper due on their streams.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's awesome. That's
That's
awesome
something good
because
to
it's
look
Yeah,
out
it's
for.
about time that playing field gets leveled a little bit. It's
yeah,
been a long time. Well, not a long time. Streaming is still relatively new, but as far as the I guess being paid the peanuts on the back
yeah.
end, it's about time for the playing field to be leveled out. I totally agree. So that's
Mhm.
Campfire Music Foundation. Yep,
Campfire Music Foundation.
they're keeping
Mhm.
things pretty close to the chest. But if you look them up on their website, they're
Yeah.
gonna be getting big real soon.
Yes. Everybody get
Yeah,
in front of it. Don't be those people that said, "Oh, I had a chance back in the days. I had a chance to get into Apple, and everybody has
Yeah,
that story, right? So you tell
yeah, it's
you tell them right now, get in the campfire, get in the
yeah, it's
campfire.
just
For real, because
no
like
fun,
I
no
firmly
fun running
believe
behind the
like
train.
Yeah.
no, heck no. And like I firmly believe that the people you surround yourself with show who the kind of person you are.
Hmm.
And I don't know if I'll get like in trouble for saying this, but they got a really good attorney team that like they like
Mhm,
won a contest or something. But it's the Gates attorney
mhm.
team.
There you go.
So it's
Okay.
Bill Gates's father.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh, they
Yeah,
have faith
good
in this
attorneys.
project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
All right. Don't
Yeah.
say too much, man. They might come looking for you.
Yeah,
no, I know, right?
yeah, they might
But I'm pretty sure
knock
that's
off this
public
episode.
information. Like it's on
We might get muted
it's
on
on their
YouTube.
well, it's on their packet, so I think it'll be okay. Like it's on their
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
what do you call
So
it? The deck.
Yeah.
yeah. So just to recap real fast. So at age of 4, you are already taking piano lessons. By 7, you're traveling to Europe. I guess supervision and stuff with the choir and things
Yeah.
like that. So and then you started playing. Well, you said you stopped playing for a while, and then you started back. When did you make your transition, or were you already kind of incorporating production and engineering while you were being a musician?
Well, so I got my degree from the Los Angeles Film School. That was before I started my any internships.
Okay,
And
so that's where you went to the film school.
yeah, and the Los Angeles Recording School has two different programs, one specifically for post production and production film, the other one for music. I was focusing
Mhm.
on the film side. I was super
Okay.
into Foley and backgrounds. Like, if you go on my IMDb, I have a few full length feature film credits, and
Awesome.
one of them actually won pretty like good over in France. It's the Forever's
Uh-huh.
End. It's a post apocalyptic film. But
Nice.
yeah, like that was my passion. I was really into that. And
Mhm.
when I was working at Extreme Music, it's Extreme Music Bleeding Fingers. So Russell Emanuel owns Extreme Music, and Hans
Okay.
Zimmer owns Bleeding Fingers. And
Hmm.
so
Mhm.
Bleeding Fingers has a farm of like when I was there, like 30 composers, and they each were expected to essentially deliver 1 to 4 tracks every day.
Mhm.
And that's how I
Yeah.
learned about the publishing side,
Mhm.
specifically within the film industry, but it correlates onto the music side.
Yeah. So, and quick question from a musician, producer, composer standpoint. So are you assigned particular scenes, or how does that work as far as for you to get the inspiration to create for the film? Are you get privy to see the scene that you're working on?
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Okay.
So when I did post, for instance, for Forever's End, I did some Foley work, which is like cough sounds, like footsteps, things like
Uh-huh.
that, and then
Gotcha.
backgrounds, especially. So yeah, you have a focus, and mine was really Foley and background. So like most films, they're shot in many
Mhm.
different locations. The
Yeah.
farmhouse is actually like 7 different states, and they
Mhm.
were all next to highways. So if it's a post-apocalyptic film, you can't really have traffic. So I
Yeah.
drove all the
Right,
way out to the
right. No
boonies of
traffic.
Wisconsin. Yeah, no, yeah, I had to drive way out to the
What's this
boonies of
car doing there?
Wisconsin.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then I just replaced all the backgrounds with that, and yeah, like
Nice. Yeah, that's
yeah, I
pretty
like
cool.
that.
Yeah, yeah. And so following that, that's as far as the film school. Now that's when you got into doing your interns with heavy harmony and things like that.
Yep,
Awesome,
yep, and
man.
then
Yeah.
yeah, then Extreme Music.
And shout out to
Yeah.
paid internships too, because CB
Paid internships.
101.9 didn't give me a paid internship back in the day. So I'm looking
Oh
for
Dude,
those.
man.
I mean, my first internship was unpaid, and
Mhm.
but that's where I got some IMDb credits. So I mean,
Right.
in a way, you know, I just look at it, you know, you start working at a restaurant, you're going to be the dishwasher. That's just how it
Mhm.
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Work your way
No.
up. Yeah, from the
Absolutely.
Yep,
mailroom to this, yeah.
And
From
that's the
mailroom to the
thing.
penthouse.
That's
Yeah,
the
and real
thing
that's how
quick,
you
here,
got to
man.
ladies and
do it.
gentlemen, I was just going to encourage those that are watching. If you have a question for Patrick, you can see the post, the comments. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, while we're having a conversation, if you have any questions you would like to ask Patrick, feel free to type them out, and we'll make sure
Yeah.
that we get to them because this
Yeah.
is an
Yeah.
Yeah,
interactive chat. And we got some people, what do they call it when you're just in the back, not saying anything? What do they call it? I
Lurkers?
can't think.
Wallflowers.
Yeah, lurkers.
And
Yeah,
wallflowers is good too.
Yeah. We got some lurkers and wallflowers in here. Make sure y'all say hi, guys. We have
It's all right.
about 6 people on right now live. So, and feel free to
Yeah.
share this. And do not dare leave YouTube today if you haven't hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen.
Hit to subscribe. This is where it's all going to be happening going forward. As far as the live show, of course, you'll still be able to watch the replay on Spotify and listen on Apple. But as far as the live experience, it's going to be solely a YouTube property going forward. So we're glad you're here, and we're going to keep on building on that.
We just jumping through these. Jumping through these
questions though, because.
Go ahead, bro.
For real, because like I charge $500 an hour for consultations, so this is basically like, you guys got a question?
You guys better jump on it, man, because his time is not cheap.
This is your only chance to use that no shortcuts promo code to get the free questions in.
This is a shortcut for real. I'll give one great tip basically for everyone. And for some reason, no one believes me when I say this. And
what's that?
I mean, I'm going to do a shout out to like Rhonda and Tina because they know and they'll confirm. Copyright your stuff.
Yeah.
First thing you should do, even if it's not done, if it's like close, copyright it. Just it's $80 and you can do up to 10 things at a time. Do it. I'm going to tell you straight up. There's literally teams of people who their whole job is to monitor what becomes copyright. And then maybe they do something. You know what I mean? But that's just the first thing. As soon as I did that for some of my clients, they immediately started getting phone calls for sings.
That's great, man. And I gotta shout out McCole Wells, an artist that got me started back in the day. She passed away a few weeks ago. She was found, not to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm tying it all in. She passed a few weeks ago. She was found unresponsive in her home after a wellness check. But she gave me one of my first opportunities back in 2004 after I got out of college and working on an album for her. And before everything was digital, we had the stacks of papers and the copyrights of Library of Congress. And that's one of the first things that she made sure to school us on in our 20s and all of that as we're getting our feet wet with songwriting or producing and things. And so, that's definitely true. You want to have at least credit, for the things that you create, ladies and gentlemen, for sure.
You want to own it. Sure. You want to own it. That's the thing. Most musicians don't own their music.
You want to own it. Yeah. And that's why you have the passion so much for independent artistry, So man.
Yeah.
It's because
to be frank, it's more of a grudge on the big boys, but
but that's the motivation has to come from somewhere, right?
So that's the motivation. Definitely more revenge.
So Patrick, where did that come from for you? Like, what was your experience where you have that passion inside to go against the system?
I mean, it just recently sparked in me. I'm gonna be real, like a year and a half ago, I was not in a good place, like at all. I mean, I was not doing anything with my life, but I was also being prescribed like a stupid amount of medicine by a doctor who never actually physically saw me. So I just one day just kind of woke up, and like what happened was I met this woman who she's not in the best health, but she cares, and she like overexerts herself to help others and like make sure that they're just happy, and she doesn't have to do that because she's very well off, but like I was like making a couple bucks helping her move, and the mover guys who were supposed to be big dudes just never showed up. So like little me, and she's even smaller than me, are like trying to like, move couches, and like she's weeding the gardens, and I'm like, this lady's like a billionaire. Okay, like she showed me take pride in whatever the hell it is you do, no matter what it is. And basically that, because no one, even if it's their business that they own, it seems like most people don't care. And it's just like they expect things to happen for them. And that's just not how the world works,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
straight up.
Yeah, it'd be nice if things just happen, but you have to, you have to put something in order to get something out.
A lot more. You always have to put way more in than what you receive
Very
out.
true.
But
Very true.
that's just the rules of the game, like.
Yeah. Very good, man. Very good. So from that,
Yeah.
you drawing your inspiration and motivation to, for as far as your passion is concerned, for independent artistry.
Well, kind of. It comes from that. So I met this boy who was 7, he was 7 at the time. He's dying, and in my town where I live, there's a big hospital that I won't name, and they basically were just like, yeah, he's gonna die. He can't be here to look bad, And so I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
So essentially, I need a lot of money in order to exact my like plan.
Execution.
Not like
execute
that,
your plan. Well, execute your plan.
Yeah. Like they just.
That's what I meant by execution. I'm sorry.
Like, yeah.
The execution of your plan. Let me
Yeah.
Thought.
So
yeah.
I'm like, someone's got to like do something, and no one's doing anything, and people are just like accepting the way this hierarchy is that we have like always been in. Like we're still serfs and to the lords and the dukes. So it's just that's my path. That's what drives me to keep doing this, because like I said, like over a year ago, I was literally not doing anything. Maybe like 18 hours a day I was playing Call of Duty. It was awful. I was worthless. Like
yeah. Wow, that's amazing, man. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
my wife and I talk about this a lot because she's a nurse, and she went into nursing later as a second as a second act, So she's been a nurse for about 3 years now, and as she's now in the nursing profession, she sees all these things that she hates, like kind of like what you're talking about, like how they diagnose people with weird stuff, like you said, without even really fully understanding the situation. So she got out of the hospital thing, and now she does a specialized thing with the Department of Corrections, but still in there, she can see them. We were just talking about this last night with mental health. Like she sees how they're over prescribing things to people, and they're just giving them a label of this is what you have going on mentally, and this is what you're going to have to do. But that kind of handicaps them a different way to say, well, I got this thing now, so this is how I'm going to act, and it's just like a lot of all the people above, are just,
I
mean, we can get into the whole politics. No, literally, like the crack epidemic didn't work for them, so now they're doing this. So it's
exactly.
Same hands, same pockets. Like,
So now she wants
same
to get out
hand,
of
different
healthcare.
pockets.
That's
I'm
true.
taking that.
That's true, man.
One of my favorite quotes comes from Samuel Clemens, Mark Twain, and he was being interviewed during election season, so I guess it's kind of relevant. And he was like, the difference between his opinion on Republicans and Democrats, and he's like, it's the difference between cat and dog poop. I mean, he said a different word, but yeah. And I'm like thinking, God, it's so true. And I'm like thinking, but the cat and the dog have the same owner,
Yeah,
exactly.
That's a good analogy right there. Okay, who's that? Juan, the Travel People Podcast.
Juan is
who's
joining us from the Travel People Podcast. What's up, Juan? Juan Velasquez, Cruise Planners to the Stars.
Yeah, former guest of our platform. You know what I mean? Yeah, doing many things. Okay, so let's see. So after you did your internship and got into publishing, and what was your next venture after that?
Well, the next one didn't pan out so well. I left my very, very good job to go with. He's not like a friend, but a colleague who he became successful. But he ended up doing something with Lyft. But so I had a son this whole time, and he was turning 7, and I was like, I had to make a choice also, like whether or not I should, stay in LA or move back to the Midwest. And so he I decided to move back. And so when he was 7, I was back in La Crosse, Wisconsin, my hometown, and went back to college, got my degree in music education from University of Wisconsin, La Crosse.
Yes.
And that's where I learned about education and how to teach and the history of music as well. And I learned that the way I was being taught, because music education has been stagnant for hundreds of years, and it's frankly racist. It's easy to be considered classical, which, by the way, is an American term, which is weird, right?
Okay. Is that right?
Yeah, because America is like, we're the ones like, okay, we got this like new recording, we can record music now. What are we going to call it? You know?
Okay.
And we're like classical. So it's easy to be called classical when you literally like burned out all other cultures, you know? Like,
Yeah.
So
I see what you're saying.
So I ended up writing a curriculum, and I was like implementing it at the local Boys and Girls Club. And basically it teaches you all the same theory and all the stuff you need to know, but none of the artists that we focus on are over 100 years older. So it's all like stuff from like the 90s and modern. Because it actually engages the kids, because they might know the song or at least see someone who looks like them. Like just having like when I had that Shang-Chi movie come out, I was like, oh my god, an Asian Marvel superhero, this is awesome. You know?
Like, absolutely.
So just having that little thing, just like it's huge. And music education does not do that. They don't care. You know?
Okay. That makes
They just
sense.
want you to know about Beethoven and them, right?
And Bach, those guys.
No one's paying $50 to go see a Beethoven symphony no more, but they'll pay $5,000 to go see Taylor Swift.
Exactly.
So
that's
if
very
the point
true. Of going to college is to make a living. It ain't what they're currently teaching.
Very true. And things evolve over time, you know.
Exactly. So I guess that kind of transitions to where I had to evolve to. So all my background and all my like gear was sound for film, but I'm like, okay, no one's making films out here in Minneapolis and La Crosse, so music's pretty big around here. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna convert. I know sound engineering, so I started dipping my toes back into music and founded Amunson Audio LLC. It's a music publishing company in February of 2020 So
during COVID.
right before.
Before. Yes, before.
Perfect timing to start a business, huh?
Perfect timing.
Exactly, because I'm like,
he saw it coming. He's a visionary.
I'm gonna find all these artists. This will be great. And nothing. So I had to relocate to Rochester to downsize because it's like halfway between home and Minneapolis, and I struggled. I mean, I literally just starting honestly like last year and starting getting more consistent clientele. Because honestly, what happened is I raised my prices because it's funny.
You have to
undervaluing myself. Yeah, because people are like, oh, it's cheap. It can't be good, right? But then I started like, after I did some like, free consultations, I'm like, okay, what kind of value have you found in this? How much do you think, or what have you paid kind of thing like that? And I've been getting like crazy numbers. So I'm like, all right, shoot, I'm just going to put it up there. And then that's when I started getting actual clients, because then they not only when they pay for it do they typically listen to what I have to say, because it's like an investment for them, but then they actually follow through. And I'm gonna be for real, the secret to making money period within the industry, like I just got a deposit today from the Orchard for my streams. It's not a big check, but the process works,
Yes.
All you have to do is adhere to your agenda. If you can adhere to your agenda and you are like the least talented DJ Khaled, perfect example. If you can be punctual and stick to brand, you'll make it. That's it.
Yeah.
Like
just stay on brand. Just stay on brand.
I wasn't ready, man. I'm not ready. Oh my god.
But I mean, he knows it. Like that video of him with Bob Marley's guitar. I'm just like, put it down. But he's filthy rich. One of the best known musicians on the planet,
Right. Yeah.
Can't play a lick.
Oh my gosh. I gotta turn the fan
on. and people wonder, why is there so much bad music on Netflix and Hulu and Peacock? I'm telling you why. It's licensable bad music. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yep,
we need to
that's
get
true.
the good music licensed, in which that's what you're advocate for, So
Mhm.
yeah. And that's why we want to give you this platform today to help you get your message out. And yeah, so you want to go into collabs or what, or
Yeah,
is there
sure.
anything in
Yeah.
between?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
actually that's perfect segue. I was so my business ain't doing so good, right? And so
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I can't get clients around where I'm at. What am I gonna do?
Oh yeah,
So
okay.
the world's
February. Yeah,
really
okay. I'm
small.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna branch out and have my audience base be the planet. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so that's where CoLabs comes into play. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Let's go to collabs real quick, and then we'll come back and talk to Patrick about
Yeah.
collabs.
I paid $5 for that ad.
There you go.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, it's a
I
brilliant
recognize
concept.
I recognize some of the way the ad was done because I have a similar one with a product that I use in my wedding business. It's an app that our clients can use to help choose their music and stuff like that. And I got
Nice.
a very similar video to that one,
Yeah, Fireman
advertising
and Upwork, man. I swear, I love
Fiverr.
it.
Yep, right on Fiverr.
Fiverr. Yeah.
I was trying to
Yeah,
figure out how to do it myself, and I got like the files and stuff from like DaVinci Resolve, and I just felt
Yeah.
like it's gonna take me about 4 hours to figure out how to make this 30-second spot myself, or I'm just gonna pay
mm,
some dude $25 to do it.
true
For
that.
real,
True that.
and
Yeah,
that's something that I feel like independent artists in general really struggle with. Like, I gotta do it all myself. I gotta do it all myself. Time
yeah,
management, man, and
right.
knowing the value of your time. If you can essentially create more value by doing something else and then paying
Hmm.
someone what they feel like their value is worth, and you receive
Mm,
like a return, that's it.
yeah.
That's what it
Yeah,
boils down to.
yeah. I've got a
I
Yeah.
hired
couple
my
Yeah.
first
comments I
employee
want
this
to.
last year.
Oh, you
Say
hired
that
your first
again.
employee.
Yeah, I hired my first employee. He's in Brazil at
Oh,
one of my affiliate
nice,
studios.
man.
That's
Nice, nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And before we let you explain, I think we got a few comments
Yeah, I
we need
got
to
a couple
catch up on.
comments I wanted to catch
Okay.
up on.
Yeah,
One
sure.
from Juan. People follow a brand because it stands for something real, connects with their vibe, and delivers value that hits home. That's right. Juan is the branding guy.
Value.
His phone number will be on the screen in a minute.
Yeah, make sure you contact Juan, ladies and gentlemen, the
Yeah.
travel people. He'll
And
hook you up.
James Masters
Cruise
CoLabs is
planners.
great, and Patrick is an amazing tech guru. Thank you, James. So now let's talk about CoLabs, man. Let's talk
Yeah.
about CoLabs. I can kind of see, what you were thinking, I guess, during COVID, and people aren't able to get together as they were, like studios
Hmm.
and stuff like that. Is that kind of where the brainstorming started for you?
Yeah, literally. So Gold Collabs has gone through many different iterations, but I feel like I finally solidified what it is now.
Hmm.
But I'll get to that. It started out,
Sure.
a lot of my buddies live either in LA or like San Francisco. They're far away,
Uh-huh.
essentially.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But I would travel out to see them and jam. It's like, oh man, this is great. Wish we could do this,
Hmm.
all the
Hmm.
time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so I'm like, there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. I'm like looking stuff up, and I found an open source code that allows the transfer of high fidelity data with very minimal latency, and even has a compensation algorithm built into it. So I paid this guy in Poland to brand it for me because it's open source. And then I came up with CoLabs, essentially, where it's a way for people to jam together remotely. Because I don't know if you've ever like tried to jam with someone over Zoom or
Hmm.
FaceTime.
Just a little
First of all, the
behind or whatever.
latency
The latency, yeah.
exactly makes it impossible. So that's compensated. Um, I jam with Brazil, Portugal, Australia. So
Hmm.
distance and time is no longer a factor. especially
Right.
for tracking vocals, which me and Midas are going to hopefully do later on this week.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. You want me to speak on that real quick, or you want me to wait to
yeah.
allow you to finish?
No, yeah.
So in the duration of while Patrick and I have been chatting back and forth over the last month or so, he's been first of all, he gave me the promo code for the app and everything, and I'll let him tell you the current status of you guys grabbing the app currently. But so demoing some things for me. We're working on a song, and the song he made the beat and all of that. My concept, writing wise, is just to come up with a song, but also to mention him and the CoLabs app in it, which he could in turn use for his own promo campaign as he gets the word out for the app, and for other musicians, artists, producers, and it's not just limited to that. And I'll let him explain further in just a moment. But so in him showing me how the app works, I'm able to hook my mic up right to my computer, puts the beat up, he goes through the latency levels and different things like that, and he's able to record my vocals just through the app. We're on the computer. So I mean, this is high-tech stuff, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a creator of music, you like to collaborate, definitely check out CoLabs. I stand firm, as Denzel said in the Frank Lucas character, American Gangster. I stand firm on this product.
Yes.
Yeah, I stand firm on this product. So yeah. Go ahead, bro.
And the cool thing about it, it's actually not like high tech or new technology. So back in the 80s and 90s, there was a platform called ISDN. And I learned about that from one of my advisors, Eric Eckstein, who was the owner of a very big studio in San Francisco. He's since retired and sold it. But he told me that ISDN, which is essentially a means, and I got to experience this at my internship at Larson Studios as well. So it's a means for like talent in New York to be recorded at a studio in Los Angeles. And what it used was big copper cables the size of the school bus, like the diameter of a school bus.
Wow.
To allow the transfer of this data at 44.1, essentially like CD quality, and it would cost $12,000 a month for the service and $300 an hour to rent the engineer.
Wow.
Back in the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's not new tech. It's very old tech. However, I optimized it. So not only does it allow sound, but in the higher fidelity, if anyone knows anything about sample rates, I've benchmarked it at 384,000 samples and 32-bit float. So, and the only reason why it has been benchmarked that high is because the limitation right now is infrastructure. It seems as though once I optimize the infrastructure itself, like our jump points to the backbone of the internet, it can be limitless in theory.
Yeah.
That's awesome, so man. That's where the concept come from. And it's basically ISDN, but incorporating video technology as well. So you can stream 4K video to and fro, along with high fidelity audio.
Yeah. And we got a comment from James, I think, Famous. If you can put it up there, let's see.
James says, it's cool. It truly sounds like everyone's in the same room together.
So
palpable. It's a palpable experience, because like if you listen to even a live recording of a concert that you attended, you're like, it's not the same. It's not the same. Because whenever you digitize audio, it gets bit crushed. So in digital format, and you boil it down to its very basic, it's a 1 or a 0, on or off. That's it. We have the ability to put enough of those ons and offs to make it simulate a sound, but it's not like a vinyl record where it actually has curves and you get undertones and overtones,
Right.
So Spotify, for instance, caps their premium service at, I believe, 96 bits.
Okay.
Like, we're not even talking kilobits, like.
So
interesting.
Fidelity, you've never actually experienced the fidelity of 384,000 It's like, you see those speakers in like Sweden that are like 40 grand for the pair of speakers. You're like, why?
Yeah.
And like, you just go to try
And that's
it.
why.
That
Yeah.
it's literally,
Yeah.
you gotta experience because you've never experienced. The fish doesn't know the water it's surrounded by until it's plucked from the ocean.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, that's true. You don't have anything to compare it to, right?
Exactly. You don't.
Yeah. So that's like kids that's growing up right now in this era, they don't know they don't know that the MP3 is like super crushed down, like you said, versus listening to something on
Exactly.
vinyl and listening to the full, the full experience. They don't know any better because this is what
Very true.
they've always known.
Right.
And even if you buy like a newly released vinyl record, it was more than likely recorded through a digital DAW. And then at that point, the digital like compromises it,
Right.
So really, you have to find an old recording to really truly get like full analog fidelity and everything like that that the audio files talk about,
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes
I got
sense.
a couple comments here. Juan says now you can Midas, you can now add commercial vocalists and movie star to your resume. After that endorsement, man, that was really good. And
Hey man, I'm just a meatball in the spaghetti,
I look forward to seeing Patrick on CNBC talking tech and music on the evolution of his business after he goes public and makes his first billion. There you go. Speak it to existence, Juan.
Yeah, he's our correspondent on the scene right now. We were joking about that before we came on. So hey,
for real though,
that might...
Mm-hmm.
I am in the seed round. CoLabs is a C corp. It has shares, it has shareholders. So if you want to invest, like now's the time. I'll leave it like as far as that goes. Kenny G, when he was starting to get big, he was told by his manager, like, you're starting to make some money. Why don't you put a couple grand into this little coffee shop in Seattle? And that coffee shop ended up being Starbucks.
Yeah.
So Kenny G doesn't tour because he needs the money. He tours because he likes it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, so you don't want to wait, ladies and gentlemen. He is accepting.
Get in on this grande early.
Yeah. Get your sponsorships in, get your shares, all of that, guys. Yeah, and
sure.
Not you won't only just be limited to music, but just briefly, you had some other. Did you want to get into the other visions that you had for CoLabs real quick? Outside of music,
I can briefly touch on it. Yeah, it's all encompassing. It's going to optimize if your industry requires communication, it's going to optimize it. It's going to reduce waste and like optimize waste management. It's going to so all these cars you see that we're coming out with, self-driving cars. In order for them to achieve like remember that movie Identity Report with Tom Cruise?
Oh yeah.
Minority Report.
Yeah, Minority Report. With in the city scene with all the cars going super fast in between each other, So we have those capabilities. We just need an avenue which can support that bandwidth, and that's what CoLabs is. In order for us to achieve that hive mind for our drone cars. I mean, that's one example. As far as optimization goes, I'm talking. It's just going to be all encompassing. I don't want to say too much, but I'm starting with the film industry essentially.
Yeah. And if anybody who sees this, whether they're watching it live or they're catching the replay, if anybody wishes to get in touch with you, Patrick, for further information, some consultation, they might want to grab a few shares. They might need some publishing assistance. And we didn't even get into the pixels. Let's get into that after you give your contact information. We'll talk pixels briefly before we let you go.
Yeah. You can email me like directly, Patrick at AmunsonAudio.com, AMUNSONAUDIO. As far as publishing things go, if you have like any queries about CoLabs, that would be Patrick at CoLabsInc.com, CoLabsinc. We're currently in the seed round for CoLabs. Amunson Audio LLC is the majority shareholder of the C Corp CoLabs. So that's how that's structured. Pixels, you wanted me to talk about pixels. So as an artist, you typically have your hands in a lot of things, like irons and fires, right? So you have all these different brands, all these different pages, all these different socials, right? And we are all guilty of this. We have our favorites. I prefer Facebook. I don't really use Twitter, but some people love Twitter. Some people hate Facebook, blah, blah, blah. But they all would potentially engage with you and your brand and your content. So in order for you to optimize marketing budget, because it doesn't matter what it is you're selling, you have to market. My favorite
Yeah.
example is Call of Duty. Everyone knows what it is. Even if you're a grandma,
Yeah.
they still budget 50+% of total costs just for marketing. That means developers and everyone else have to share 50% of total budget, if not less. So that's how important marketing is. One of the biggest games on the planet, arguably, still allocates over 50%. Okay. So if you think you don't need marketing, you're wrong. Straight up.
Yeah. Gotta have marketing.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what Pixels do is they optimize your marketing budget, hopefully finding other, because when you click boost post or like Google ads, it's an auction house. You're auctioning to bid on real estate, screen real estate. That movie Idiocracy with that scene when he's watching TV and you got all the ads and the tiny little actual screen of the actual show. Yeah. Not far off. We are bidding on the screen real estate, and your competitors are not only other musicians who sound like you, but completely different industries who want to essentially earn from that viewer, that audience member. And so what I do with these pixels is I'm able to really coalesce down the audience and find other avenues that typically aren't being bid on by your competitors. So for instance, one of my clients, he is a CFA and he's trying to essentially sell his books that he has and then eventually his curriculum. So you know, he's doing all the standard like management practice, like how business practices, like like all the like the business keywords. And I'm thinking, okay, these are very high cost keywords, and everyone's bidding on because this is what the first thing you think of, right? So I'm thinking, okay, what else are these kind of people interested in? Pickleball, Teslas, yachts, things like that. Let's try those keywords instead. And typically I find that my return, CPE as they call it, cost per engagement, drastically lower. I rank, according to Facebook, I rank in the like 80% higher than my competitors as far as my CPE goes.
Wow. Yeah. And you can assist anyone with that particular service, so guys.
Yeah, any kind of brand. Yeah.
Yeah. And essentially what you're doing is connecting all of the platforms together. I'll let you explain it. I don't want to say it wrong.
No, I mean, no, that's perfect. I mean, honestly, it's really good if because I explain things very complicated.
Okay. All right. So I'll proceed. So essentially you're connecting whatever platforms one may use for marketing, whether it be Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever platform you're on, you're able to combine all of those together and help that person reach their target audiences for their product. So if I'm on Snapchat or whatever the case may be, I can still see what you're posting over here. It kind of just ties everything in. Is that a good way to say it?
Not everything up until the very last sentence. So it's not what you're posting over here. It is what you're going to post on Snapchat. You can do like you were doing before. You would do a restream of this on YouTube and Facebook simultaneously.
Yes.
So you would want to have original posts on each individual platform because the platforms optimize posts that are made from their platform. Okay. They want users to do that.
Right.
There's a lot of workarounds to like have programs do that for you automatically, but essentially it builds an audience. And so back in the day in the 90s and before, you would go to a media syndicate like Sinclair Media, and you would be like, I want an ad to run, and this is the kind of person I'm trying to reach. And they'd be like, okay, this audience typically views this channel between these hours, and blah, blah, blah. So it's viewership analytics, okay?
Gotcha.
What pixels are is that, but not just viewer analytics. It's everywhere all the time. If you have a phone, a cell phone, it's tracking everything you do.
You're giving all your data away, and this is a way of the advertiser being able to benefit from that data and target better targeting of their potential client.
I mean, people think it sounds scary, which it is. It's very Orwellian, but if it's done with good intentions, it's actually very beneficial for both sides, because not only is your feed not cluttered with junk that you're not going to care about, you know, but then the advertisers save money on marketing costs as well. But it is kind of scary. Like, they literally know everything. Yes, exactly.
Everything's scary nowadays, though.
I just accept it, honestly.
But like you said, as long as your intentions are good, you know, I would tell you, if we weren't running low on time, I'd tell y'all I got a scam call last week, but we don't want to. He hung up on me after I was done with him.
That's good. I hate scammers, especially the ones that like prey on like the elderly or on fixed incomes. God, like that's another reason why I'm trying to like develop enough revenue and resources where I can. Someone needs to Batman those guys, you know what I mean? Like,
the bat signal is up. So I mean, I admire your determination, man. I admire your vision, and your acumen. And like I said, every time I talk to you, I learned something, or I'm in the process of learning something. You know what I mean? So it was great to have you here today. Y'all make sure you follow Patrick on his socials as well. His name is as you see on the screen, whether it be on Facebook, and on Instagram it's under Amunson Audio. Or is it your name as here?
Well, that's my business handle. I do have a Patrick Amunson Insta as well, personal ones. But I'm on LinkedIn. You guys can vet me on LinkedIn. Please do. I hate it when people contact me without vetting me. It's like I could be lying to you. So
and everybody go download the app. Go download the CoLabs.
Oh yeah, CoLabs. That's CoLabs. Now, did you want to tell them the current status of the download process real quick before we get out of here?
Yeah, it's on the website CoLabsinc.com. It's available on literally any device. You can even install it in your Tesla. It's on the App Store, Apple Store.
How much?
Like Google Play. Oh, it's free. And,
it's free.
It's free now. Free 99. Here's the horn. Famous with a free 99. So you can
collaborate with anyone you want on the planet for free. And I'm going to leave it that way because that's the point, is to just give people that chance, you know, that opportunity to make good content.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen.
That's awesome, man. Everybody go download, get them downloads.
Yeah, CoLabs, ladies and gentlemen, you know, and don't wait. You know, this guy has, you know, he's a visionary, as he said, as we said, and we agree with him. So definitely link up with him, follow him, seek him out for consultation if you need further information in regards to pixels, the branding and marketing, whatnot. Definitely. What does James say? You want me to read that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Masters Media. And James, you got new music coming soon, I think. But real quick, great show, guys. I always enjoy listening to Patrick. Okay.
Hold on, go ahead.
And appreciate him sharing today. Have a great day, community, and thanks for the shout out about my song. Sweet release out this Friday.
Yeah.
Y'all make sure you follow James as well. James F. Masters. Download on Google, Spotify, Apple, all of this stuff. I'm sure you and James got some stuff. Why'd I say Google? But I'm sure you and James got some stuff coming up. You guys working on anything?
Oh yeah,
remains to be seen.
He just got his collabs like all working up with his Ableton. So yeah, we're good to go now.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it integrates with any DAW, by the way.
Say that one more time. Good. I'm sorry.
The app, it's a VST, so it integrates with any of your DAWs, whatever current workflow you already are using. It's not going to mess it up because you can use it with it.
Yeah, and Patrick actually was kind enough to order me something off Amazon, and it's going to be delivered today, so we can further finish up our project. You know, so I owe you one. I'm gonna check the patio as soon as we get off.
And then real quick before I go, so if you are interested in investing in CoLabs, next week I have 2 meetings with 2 venture capital firms. So the price will go up after those meetings. I know.
You better do it today. You better do it today, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, man, this is great. You guys got any closing words? I mean, I learned somewhere. I don't know if I don't have any questions. You guys, any questions? Closing words?
Just questions.
Just please, if you're trying to make music a career, at the very least you can do, and this is just free advice, copyright your stuff. It's $80. it's worth it. And,
It is.
and then you own it. And if you can't do it, call me, hire me to do it.
Yeah, guys, definitely check him out. Check him out for all your publishing needs and all of that good stuff. He's a one-shop stop, for
Soon
artists.
enough. I mean, I intend on the CoLabs Incorporated holding company to be all encompassing within the next decade or two.
Yeah. We're gonna join in along with you, man, and agreeing that that's what's gonna happen. So we glad we able to have you stop by and just give us a little heads up, a little insight on everything that you got going on. And I'm looking forward to finishing what we're working on and help you continue to get your vision out into the atmosphere and the rest of the world. Famous.
Thank you so much, Patrick, for joining with us, man. It's been a great, informative show.
Yeah.
We do appreciate it. Everybody, make sure you follow Patrick Amunson. I put the link to his website in the details
in the chat
of the show, not in the chat, but in the show details. So make sure you check that, click on that, and download the app.
Yeah. And I want to chop it up with you too, sometime too, Famous,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We gotta get together and talk some shop.
Yeah, some pixels and all that, But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be broadcasting before we get out of here. Broadcasting pretty much strictly from YouTube as we proceed. Facebook is trying to throw us some curveballs and everything, but we're gonna always continue to find the loophole that's necessary to get our belt through, But in the meantime, do not leave YouTube today without hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already. And big shout out to all of the viewership. And if you happen to catch the replay on Spotify, Apple Music, we appreciate you so much. Patrick, stay on the line. We're going to say goodbye to you separately. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all one last time. Let's do this again next week. Hope everybody have a great rest of the day, great rest of the week. We'll see you over in the No Shortcuts community. Peace, y'all.
Yeah, thanks for having me.